welcome to Ekta's Science Education class. Right way, right learning is the motto of my class. Students, today we are going to learn about CBSE Class 6 lesson number 15, Water. Now students, you know that water is essential for survival and growth of the plants and animals. Two-thirds of the earth's surface is covered with the water. About 97% of the water is found in the seas and oceans. Now, without water, we cannot imagine a day. Water is one of the most important natural resources. We know that what are natural resources? Natural resources are the resources or gift that we are getting from the nature itself. These are all the free of cost. Without paying any cost, we are using these natural resources. Earth is the only planet which supports life. We know that water is one of the most important natural resource. It is the most essential resource that supports all the forms of life. Three-fourths of the earth's surface is covered with the water. But what is water? What is water? Water is what? Water is colorless, odorless, shapeless, tasteless liquid. Means it do not have shape, it do not have color, it do not have smell, it do not have shape, and it do not have the taste, but still this water is very essential for the survival of all living creatures. Without water there would be no life. What is water? Again let us revise. Water is colorless, it means it do not have color. It is odorless, it means it do not have any smell. It is a shapeless, it means it do not have shape. And then tasteless, liquid, it's a liquid. One and all, it is very important for all living things. Without water there will be no life on the earth. Now earth, this is a blue planet. Earth, why it is said to be blue planet? As you can see, the color is also blue, that's why it is said to be blue. But it is blue because of presence of water only, and this greenish part is a land. This greenish part is a land, while this bluish area is the water all over, while as this whitish are the clouds. So earth is the only planet which supports life. Life organized or originated in the water on the earth in the form of a unicellular organism and gradually develop into complex living beings like human being. Earth support life due to the following reason. It has all the required essential resources to support life, like air, water, mineral, soil, fuel, plant, etc. Here on the moon, these all atmospheric condition and air, water, minerals, soil, fuels, plants, animals, these are not present. That's why there is a no life on the moon. There is a no life on the Mars or any other planet. There are total different planets, 8 planets we can consider, but on all there is a no water. Only on the earth there is a presence of life, there is a presence of water. Also there is a protective layer of atmosphere around earth which protect it from harmful radiation coming from the sun. All the material present around us which make life possible on earth are called as resources. Among them, water is one of them. The resources which exist naturally on earth are natural resources. Water is one of the resource. Air, animal, plant, these are also the natural resources. Natural resources are of the two types. Okay students, so let us start about today's topic. More details, if we see that, we will see this is considered, this complete is the earth. About 97% of the earth's water is present in the ocean. 97% of the water is present in the ocean, but it is a saline water. More water is present in ocean and sea, but it is salty, it is saline, it is not potable water. Potable means it is not fit for drinking. Only 3% Remaining, you can see polar ice is means it is all freezed. It is of 2%. River, lakes and groundwater is made up of 1 or less 1% or more than that less. Blue color indicate ocean, green color indicate polar ice, and reddish color indicate here in this pie diagram. Now only 3% of the water present on earth is fresh water. Again, a second pie diagram, you can see only 3% of the water present on earth is fresh water, means it is potable water, out of which 29.97% of the or remaining 97% of the fresh water is locked in the glaciers, and the rest into the different underground water in the lakes, rivers and streams, and as a groundwater. Remaining this 97% of the water is salt water, that is ocean or sea water, which is not potable. It is not fit for drinking. We cannot drink this water which is saline. We can drink the fresh water. Now we know that different uses of the water. The very important use, we know that water is essential for surviving. It is used for the irrigation, that is farmer use water to grow crops, that is irrigation. Plants grow with the help of the water only, as plants play very important process, that is they are making their own food. Plants are producer, they produce their own food in the photosynthesis process. They use water, so plants are also using water. And we are all heterotroph, that's why we also depend on the plant for our food. So plants are also necessary, while as we use for drinking, for cleaning, for bathing, for each and everything from morning to night, we use water in different way. Without water there is a no life there. We cannot imagine the life without water. Not only the human beings, but animals, like aquatic animals, they survive in water only. There is a great need of water. Water is also a habitat of millions of aquatic plants and animals. You can see here plants as well and animals as well. These are fishes, these are the turtles. So water is also a habitat of millions of the aquatic plants. Habitat means a place of living. In fact, a greater number of organisms live in oceans and seas than on the land. Water evaporates from the various water bodies, condenses and falls as the rain. This continuous cycle is essential for all living organisms. Water is also used as a means of transportation. Giant ships move in ocean to carry raw material and other goods across the world. So not only for the living creatures, the different people, we use water, and water is our life. There is a plenty of water on earth, only a small part of the water is suitable for our use. The water we use is not salty, it is a fresh water. Now from where we get this fresh water? What is the answer? The only answer is rain. We get the fresh water from the rain only. By raining we get the fresh water, or we can say when water vapors in the sky condense, then they form the clouds. When clouds cannot hold water anymore, they fall on the earth as a rain. Rainwater is considered as one of the purest form of the water. सबसे प्योर होता है रेन वाटर. It does not contain impurities, but it may contain dust particle and some dissolved gases like carbon dioxide. Rain in the polluted cities contains some harmful gases also that make the rain acidic sometimes. Okay, so this is the, now let's learn about the different sources of the water. The only source of the fresh water is the rain. Okay. The next source of the water, if we see, the river, lakes, streams, these are the sources of the water. Water collected to the streams, rivers, lakes, ponds, etc. is called as the surface water. Surface water is naturally replenished by precipitation. This water This water contains suspended impurities and dissolved salt. These also contain many other undesirable substances. Now we know that river, lakes, streams, these are the sources of the water. Then ocean and sea, these are also the sources of water. Seawater is saline or salty. It contains dissolved salt which are brought by the rivers and are also present in the rocks in the ocean. This water is unfit for drinking, washing, industrial and agricultural use. This water is not for any use. So, ocean and sea water is present in the maximum percentage, but it is not used. So, that water we cannot use more, or it's not at all useful for us. Now we know that a soil is made with different types of layer: humus, topsoil, subsoil. We learn in the soil erosion and conservation lesson the different layers of the soil. Now we know that next source of the water is our groundwater. Groundwater is the what? Rainwater and water from water bodies such as river, ponds, lakes and stream pass through the soil. This bluish color you can see pass through the soil to the rocks lying beneath the ground. As these rocks are non-porous, water collects there, and this is called as groundwater. The level of this water is called the water table. This underground water sometimes emerges on the land in the form of natural springs. Correct? Natural springs. Groundwater is commonly used for agriculture and drinking purposes and is drawn through wells. This water contains dissolved salt but is free and suspended impurities. So this is, we can say, the groundwater. The water which is inside the soil is a groundwater. Okay student, this is the concept map of this chapter. This is the part 1 of this chapter. In part 2 we are going to learn about the water cycle, then different factors that affect the water level like drought, different conditions based on the water level only. So this is about the today's learning that we have learned. See here, what do we cover today? We covered only the water, what is water, then we learn about the uses of water, water bodies. This is the only basic part we learn. In the next part 2 we are going more about water. So I hope you understood till now. It's very simple lesson. What do we learn? You can recognize. Okay, first of all we learn about the water, the percentage of water. We learn water is a colorless, odorless, shapeless, tasteless liquid. Then only blue planet is giving the water, or there is the life on this blue planet, that is earth, moon and other planets do not show the life. Then this is the how 97% water is present and only 3% is the fresh water, that is usable water. And then all the plants, animals, we use water for life, for surviving. And then only rain is the fresh water resource, or the source of fresh water is only and only rain. So this is what we learn. Then other sources of the water we learn, that is lake, river, springs, ocean, sea. These are all the groundwater. These are all the different sources of water we learn. Okay, this is a concept map. You can note down, you can copy down, or you can write down in your rough book and learn through this concept map. It is very helpful for learning and keeping the things in the mind, or you can say this is a mind map also. Okay, thank you so much for watching, for listening this video. Thank you so much. Do not forget to like, subscribe and share this channel to more and more people, students. Bye bye. Thank you so much.